Hello guys, you're watching the third part of the video. I didn't realize that this is going to take a couple of videos to finish, and we're gonna start round 15 in just a bit. So if you're new to my channel, you can check back on the previous two videos that I posted. And for you guys out there, if you'd like to know the width of this phone, so the width of this bag so far, it's about 15.5 inches, so it's quite big for its size, and in centimeters it's about 39. So if you'd like to make this a smaller one, I suggest that you use a probably smaller hook, because I'm using a 3mm right now. So if you want a smaller size of this bag, you can probably use number 2 and a fingering weight yarn. So now we're gonna start round 15. For round 15, we're going to chain 3, and then we're going to work 1 double crochet in each of the next 4 stitches. 2, 3, and 4. So we're going to complete the group of 6 double crochets when we get back around. So after 5 double crochets, we're going to chain 1. And remember, when we're doing fillet crochet, we're going to skip the next stitch after chaining 1, and then in the next available stitch, which is the chain space, we're going to work a double crochet. So after working a double crochet, we're going to chain 1, and then we're going to start with 2 blocks right now. So we need to chain 1, skip a stitch, and then move on to the next stitch, starting with 1 of the 6 groups of double crochets. So 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So after that, we are now going to work just one block right here. So chain 1, skip a stitch, and then work 1 double crochet in each of the next 6. So remember, you should always have 6 groups, 6 double crochets per group. So 3, 4, 5, and 6. So as you can see, this is the middle part of the half of the diamond, and you can see the middle has a design, and every diamond must have this kind of form. So the pattern is just easy to follow. We started out with chain 3 and 1 double crochet in each of the next 4. So meaning when they get back around, we're going to fill this with 1 double crochet to complete the group of 6 double crochets, and then in between 6 double crochets, alternately we have 2 blocks, 1 block, And then obviously the next one is we're gonna have 2 blocks. So we chain 1, skip a stitch, 1 double crochet into the chain space, chain 1, skip a stitch, and then you have 2 blocks in there. So we will just keep repeating that until we get back around. To end round 15, as you can see, we have our 2 blocks there, and there are 5 double crochets. So we're going to add 1 more to complete the group of 6 double crochets. And then since we have 2 blocks here, so we now have 1 in the middle because we alternate the 2 and 1 block. So I'm just going to work a chain space and then double crochet into the chain space. Do not forget to skip 1 when you chain 1. And then we have completed the group of 6 double crochets, 3, 4, 5, 6, and slip stitch on top of chain 3. So as you can see, this is where we join every round, and you can see it's slowly forming a diamond, and round 15 is actually the repeat of round 7. So this is 7, and if we're going to continue in the next few rounds, you'll notice that they are just the same. Only the difference is that the join would somehow be different. So meaning every time you move on to the next round, the number of individual double crochets could be somewhere, and it's not uniform. So meaning you have to take note of the design that is forming around here to make sure that everything is uniform. For round 16 is round 16 to 19. That's going to be the repeat of round 8 to 11. So this is round 6, 7, and this is 8, 9, 10, 11. So you're gonna repeat round 8 to 11 for round 16 to 19, and it could be very different to how you started with the join, because as you can see, it's not where exactly you're gonna start, and you would sometimes complete a certain group of double crochets. So to not get lost, when you get back to round 8, which is very difficult, very easy to check, this is 8, so we have 3, 6, 9, 11 double crochets, and then chain 1 space, and then 3 double crochets in here. So that is where what we're going to do, and we do the 3 double crochets always in the middle of the 2 blocks right here. So when you check the join, you'll see there that we can start with the groups of 11, and then in the next one there should be 3, right? So let me give you an example. So 3, and we understand that we need groups of 11 double crochets. So we already have 1, then we have 2, 3, 4, 5, so we already have 5. Now I think we only need to work 4 because we need to work 3 double crochets, and because on round 8, as you can see, there's the 2 blocks right there of the previous round, and there should be 3 double crochets on top of those 2 blocks. So since we are going to work on the 2 blocks of the previous round, so we're going to just work 4 of the 11 double crochets per group. So chain 1, and then in the chain space we're gonna work 1, 2, and 3. Chain 1, skip 1, and then in the next we do 11. So that's how you try to figure out the next pattern for rounds 16 to 19, because that is a repeat of round 8 to 11. You just need to figure out where exactly should this one go in order to create a diamond. Actually, this is like half of the diamond forming, and this time we're gonna make sure that this part of the diamond is going to form a full diamond here. I'm finishing round 16. As you can see, I have completed the 11 double crochets per group, and now I'm gonna leave that to you to follow round 17 to 19. So this is what it looks like after you reach round 19. I know at first you could get confused because when you start with the join, you need to find where you should put, or you need to know exactly by checking out the previous rounds that are similar to the rounds from 16 to 19, which is 8 to 11. And once you get the hang of it, you'll know where to exactly place the number of individual double crochets in between spaces. So I did the same thing, and it's not that difficult. Alright, so now we're going to start round 20. Now for round 20, we're going to repeat round 20 to 24. We're going to repeat round 12 to 16. So you just count from the round where we added these empty blocks, and then that's 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So round 20 is it consists of 3 double crochets and then 11 double crochets in the next in between chain 1 spaces. And obviously whenever we chain 1, we also skip a stitch in order to create this empty block. So that's going to be the repeat pattern for round 20 to 24. And then after this clip, I'll show you what it's gonna look like once you finish those 5 rounds. round 20 to 24 is done, and as you can see, I just went back on round 12 to 16 to see how the pattern goes, so I can just continue working the this design, which is very easy to follow. Once you get the hang of it, you don't need to really check the diagram every time. So now we're going to start with round 25. When you finish from round 25 to 30, it's gonna look like this, and as you can see, diamonds, and there are 4 blocks in the middle, sort of like a small diamond. And you will notice that from rounds 25 to 30, let's count backwards, 3, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is from round 25. You notice that once you start the next round, you're gonna slip stitch into the next stitch, because there are empty blocks in there. That's the reason why you need to slip stitch every time you move on to the next round, from rounds 25 to 30. So it's just easy, just check back on the previous rounds that you have done in order to create this very simple but beautiful design. And now we're ready for the strap.